Alright guys, let's talk about this calling up troops to active duty. The reserves, some of them being called up. What you need to understand is it's a very small amount that they called up. We're hearing a lot of channels on here starting to scream that this is it, the war is going to start tomorrow, that everything's going to go haywire, within a couple days. What this does by activating these troops for the Eastern Theater, it's going to make it easier for them to call up more. 3,000 will turn into 30,000. Now, is this going to mean we're going to be in this war? I've told you by the end of the year, we will be physically in this war over there. I feel we will. Does this mean the war is going to start tomorrow between the United States and Russia? No, it doesn't. But what does this do? It makes the tensions higher, right? Causes more issues between Russia and the United States. Something we also need to understand is we've had troops over there. I told you, we do not put all these chess pieces in place not to play the game. So what we're seeing is they're moving troops. They're trying to get them over there. And like I said, all the equipment we're sending over there, one of the hardest things for an army to do is move equipment to get it into theater ready to go to war. Well, if you already have all your stuff over there, it makes it much easier because when you get there, you just hop in your stuff and go, right? What more than likely is going to happen is not much over the next couple of weeks. Not much will happen. We don't know what type of troops they called up. We don't know who they are. Exactly what types they are. The problem is that 3,000 will turn into 30,000, so on and so on. Told you before, you got to remember, selective service last year was talking about the draft. Now all of a sudden it's looking like they may start another draft, right? My question to you is, do you think the people in the age group that would be drafted would go? I don't think they would, number one. This is a totally different generation than anything we grew up with. They need safe places, they all got something wrong with them as far as they can't be around people, they're scared of everything, they need safety cards, right? They got to have little places where they can go hide and sit and calm down. Will the draft be initiated? If a full-blown war breaks out over there between all of us, I feel a draft will be initiated. One thing I want to make very clear, the nuclear war stuff that the bigger channels are screaming about every day, I do not see a need for a nuclear weapon to be used. Now, that does not mean somebody crazy couldn't set one off, right? You need to worry about it, but you don't need to panic about it. You need to keep it in the back of your mind that could happen. This will be a conventional war, more than likely. Conventional weapons and things like that until eventually it does break off into nuclear war. A lot of people are afraid, as soon as an American troop is shot over there, killed over there, or an American troop shoots a Russian troop, that the countries are just going to start launching nuclear bombs everywhere. You got to understand, a total annihilation of the earth from nuclear weapons, they don't want that. What good is it to go out and say, well, we won the war, we killed everybody, but you've destroyed everything on the earth, right? So the nuclear stuff, I wish people would calm down on it. I understand it gets you views. If you get on here and you scream every day you're going to die from nuclear weapon. The big issue right now with them calling up reserves to active duty, they called up 3,000. 3,000 will turn to 30,000 in a heartbeat. It makes it easier for them to call them up, to activate them. We don't know what types of troops they are, what ranks they are. Are they training personnel that they're activating to go to the Eastern Theater? There's a lot of stuff going on over. You got to understand that Biden has said repeatedly, we would not go to war with Russia, we will not send tanks, we will not send F-16s, we will not do this, and we will not do that. We've done it all, right? We're sending everything that we said we wouldn't do. A lot of people forget Biden slipped up a while back and said that eventually that we would see it with our own eyes, that our troops would be in Ukraine. That's been the whole plan this whole time. I'm not sure what they're protecting over there in Ukraine. We all know that wars are not fought over the righteousness, right? It's fought over money, things like that. I feel we're over there protecting the money is what we're doing. Now, I'm not telling you that this war is going to start tomorrow or Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We will not know when this war starts. I get so tired of all these channels acting like they have inside information and they know exactly what's going to happen. What more than likely will happen, it'll start without us knowing it. We'll find out after it starts, right? We're not going to get a heads up that tomorrow at 10 a.m. this is going to break off. That's not how it's going to happen. Don't be afraid of a nuclear exchange. I know a lot of people are right now. They're afraid that nukes are going to fly. I see no use in them. Now, could they use a nuke? Yes. I'm not saying they couldn't, but it makes absolutely no sense to use one right now. Guys, we're going to war over there. I've told you that. We will be physically in this war by the end of the year, next spring at the latest. That's how this is going to happen. I told you, you got to watch for false flag events and things like that to get us in. And now that we're sending more personnel over there, it raises the bar, right? We allowed cluster munitions to go over there, right? Wasn't it funny? Right after we allowed them to go in, they've done been used. So what's that tell you? That stuff has already been in the country. It was already there waiting to go. We will never know. They're not going to tell us the truth. They're not going to tell us nothing what's going on over there. This war is the strangest war I've ever seen fought when it comes to press coverage. We don't see embedded press reporters every day. We don't see highlights every day. What we see is what they want us to see, which is pro-Ukrainian news. That Ukraine's winning, they're doing everything right, blah, 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 right? We don't see exactly what's going on. We don't know how bad it is over there because they won't let that out. I'm going to tell you, if we're having to send guys over there, it's got to be going bad for Ukraine. That's the only thing that makes sense why we would have to start sending our personnel over there. Now, it could be that these personnel they're sending over there are training personnel to help train people. But I'm telling you, it's not looking good, is it? This does not look good at all. It's looking like it's speeding up. You remember I always told you, everybody thought we was going to wake up the next day and it's full-blown Mad Max out here. You're running around in your underwear and your diaper with your stick and your sword, and your cars has got guns mounted on. It's not how it's going to happen. We're going down the hill, remember? Slowly roll a ball off a hill. It's going to pick up speed as it goes down, and that's where we're at now. We're picking up speed because we got elections coming next year. You always got to remember about that. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think this means that we're sending these people over there? This is something we need to discuss and talk about. I want to hear everybody's opinion on it, because you've got mine. I may be 100% wrong. We may start war next Friday, right? But I don't think so. I think it's going to be a little long, drawn out process. Let me know your thoughts on this. Comment on this video. If you're watching the video and you still haven't subscribed, guys, if you're not going to subscribe, hit the thumbs down on your way out the door. Always keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person that can do it. Stay safe and keep prepping.